Because Neville Goddard was teaching a bunch of people in a different time, different mindset, different era, he spoke to them in another way. And he spoke bravely because those times is not like this time. They were not like most people here now where they're not religious and don't have, they're kind of atheists. There's more atheists now than there were back in the times that he was speaking in the 1930s through the early 1970s, 72, when he stopped. There was more religion, like people were really ruled with it. So he, at this point in time, is not talking to us. So he simplified a lot. We're able now to embrace some of the ideas that would an atheist would, like an atheist belief would be accepted now versus then. And so I'll explain a lot of the stuff that he talks about in a more modern time. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I will clarify. I'll do as best as I can. So I had been doing what he teaches and what the Bible teaches, which is the Hermetic principles. Okay. There are 7 Hermetic principles. And in those principles, they are told in allegory in the story because you can read. It's like this. It's kind of like with tarot cards. You can read the basis of what they are originating from, but then you have to learn how to think in a 4D fashion, like outside of the 3D where we are. 3D meaning these objects that are around us, objects. And then I'm saying 4D as in thinking in another dimension, whatever. But I guess he will call it 3-dimensional, right? But I'm just saying 3D as in like physics, 2D drawings. Now we're 3D. So he's speaking in another dimension. And to speak in that way and make it understood, you have to have a bit more understanding of some of the rules. And those rules can be complicated. When you are saying that a certain thing means a certain thing, it means it in these areas. But if something else comes up, you're going to be like, well, how can this mean that in this area? If you learn how to think 4th dimensionally, you'll be able to be like, yes, okay, I see how I could take it up and put it over here and it'll make sense. It'll fit just the same. And that's why they tell those stories, because not everybody has the patience to understand these things. And we all speak through stories. We love to tell stories. We love to see from we want to hear other people's stories, and we've advanced ourselves to be able to watch other people's stories to, in this time, right? We're able to watch movies. And so now that's how this is how you have to teach these principles. And again, there are 7 of them. And we already spoke about the book. The book that I'm getting it from is the Kybalion, right? And this was written before Neville started to rise. So, this is written in, I think it was 1901 or something, 1902. I have to really look at that. But it has always been. These rules have always been. And they are told in the stories of all the religions and all things spiritual. When we talk about the law of attraction versus the law of assumption, we are not talking about anything different. They are the same. They're following the same 7 principles. It's just how you go around looking at it. And it's important to know that there are 7 because I actually had to do some videos. I was supposed to be writing some scripts for some videos that I have to do to explain these other laws. Let me see if I can find some of these laws that I'm supposed to be explaining so that you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so some of these laws are like the law of visualization, the law of positive affirmations. These are not laws. They're just a spin-off of the 7 and trying to focus on one of the 7 in a way to help you understand the 7. But it's like the colors of the rainbow. inside of your place right now lies every color of the rainbow. You are seeing everything that we have right now, but it's just hints here and dashes there in different degrees, and amounts of frequency here and there. And when you understand this, you understand, well, if I mix red and I mix blue, I'm going to get purple. Okay. So these laws are basically the other colors, purple. The law of positive affirmation is blue-orange. The law of visualization is lime green type of stuff. Do you get what I mean? It's still from the green, but it's just a little variation of it, but it's still, the basics is there. When you break it down to the basics, then it all starts making sense. And all the other stuff becomes hoopla, just rah-rah. It's just, why are we doing this? Why don't we just go to basics? And it'll be less confusing. Thank you, Kathy.